action 2-inch range ball air rifle.
Hey guys, welcome to Retro Media Talk Podcast. Today we have a special podcast. I think you guys are really going to love it. We got 4 people on the line today. Well, 3 besides me, but 4 people total. And today we're going to go over probably one of the, well, obviously the most aired Christmas film of all time. I think it beats It's a Wonderful Life. What do you guys think?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you figure how many years they've been playing it, right?
24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, today we're going over A Christmas Story, and we're also going to talk about the new one. Even though it's not retro, it still is in that universe, and we want to compare the 2 films together. But A Christmas Story came out, what was it, November 18th, 1983? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. But before we start, let me do some introductions. Today we have Steve Lago, of course.
Hey.
And we have Mike Gallus.
Yo.
And we have Cooch, Steve Kirchgessner, coming back on for a second appearance on the Retro Media Talk Podcast. Steve K.
Hello.
All right, cool. Well, we got 4 people and myself, Steve Montgomery. But let me give you a little background of A Christmas Story real quick. It's the synopsis of the film. I'm sure everybody has seen it. It's the final days before Christmas in the early 40s, and 9-year-old Ralphie wants one thing from Santa Claus more than anything else: a Red Ryder carbine action air rifle. As he trudges through the snow to school, faces the neighborhood bully, and visits a rambunctious department store Santa Claus, Ralphie connives, conspires, and campaigns for the most fabulous Christmas present ever in this heartwarming, hysterical, and sweetly nostalgic holiday film. Christmas Story, directed by Bob Clark. He's done a lot of great films. I mean, Cooch, I'm glad you're on tonight because I don't think you remember, but we watched this film late at night. We turned on HBO. It was at your mom's house on Austin, and it was real late at night, and we turned this movie on, and it scared the crap out of us. But you probably don't remember. But I remember specifically what the movie was, and it was called Black Christmas.
Oh yeah,
and this movie, it was eerie, and it came out in I believe 1973 or 4, but it had Margot.
76.
What was it?
I thought we looked it up last time. It was 76.
Somebody
That's
looked
the
that
spirit.
up real quick. Somebody looked that up real quick. But it had Margot Kidder in it. 74 came out in 74. It had I don't know, Margot Kidder and some other people. But anyway, Bob Clark released that great Christmas horror film. All right. Then later on, he released he released some other stuff, but another iconic movie that kicked off the teen comedies was Porky's and Porky's 2. And he did those 2 films. He also did one before Black Christmas called Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, which my dad kind of turned me on to. That was a really good film. He also did Loose Cannons, Turk 182. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. And, but anyway, the thing is with Bob Clark, right? He comes out with A Christmas Story. It's the most just iconic Christmas film that just, landed itself in TBS's, is it TBS that airs at 24 hours? I don't know. Something like that. But it's just a tradition. Everybody knows the story. Everybody's seen the movie. I mean, I'm sure. But they've seen clips anyway if they haven't watched the whole thing. Bob Clark he was about ready to get a award April 21st, 2007 for it was a Golden State Award, and he was going to be honored finally for all his work as a director. But unfortunately, Bob Clark got killed in April 4th, 2007, just a couple weeks prior to, he was going to receive that award. And he was killed by a 24-year-old illegal immigrant driving drunk on the Pacific Coast Highway. And this guy had a SUV, crashed into Bob Clark and his son head on. The driver killed Bob Clark and Ariel, his youngest son, who was only 22. Ariel was a college student, musician, gymnast, actor. I don't know if you guys remember these movies, but Ariel, okay, he was an actor, and he was a young kid actor, and he played in Baby Geniuses in 1999. Have anybody heard of that one?
I have. I haven't seen it, but I've heard
Okay.
it. Was he the main baby genius?
Yeah, I believe so, because that was Bob Clark directed that film, and that was his son. I think he was the main character. I haven't seen the movie, but I believe he was the main character. And then My Summer Story, which was in 1994, that Mike told us about. And he also played in a movie called I'll Remember April. And these were all directed by Bob Clark. So it's very sad that, his son was killed at such a young age. I mean, that was devastating. Peter Billingsley, the guy that plays A Christmas Story, the main guy, Ralphie, plays, Ralphie. Now, do you guys remember a horror movie called Death Valley in 1982?
No.
It was a good horror movie. That was the first time seeing this guy. One thing about Peter Billingsley I did not know of. I don't want to keep rambling, but he also played an elf in Elf, Ming Ming the Elf. I don't know if you guys remember that, but he played in that one. And he was a ticket agent in Four Christmases. And he also directed a movie called Couples Retreat, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, I did see that. That was really good.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
So he's been around, man. I mean, you look at him, he's produced a lot of stuff. And he produced this new one with Vince Vaughn, which they're friends. And I didn't know that.
He was instrumental in Iron Man, wasn't he? Wasn't that his thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, he basically helped kick off the whole Marvel universe when you think about it.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of stuff I did not know about, So anyway, enough rambling, I guess. So what we want to cover first is, so I haven't seen A Christmas Story all the way through it's been a couple years, probably 3, maybe a few years. I got onto other movies that I was watching yearly, Christmas Vacation, I watched yearly, but I have, and this one's always playing on TV. So I just never really sat down and watched the whole thing in the last few years. So I watched the whole thing and also watched the new one. Lago, you kind of led onto it last week when we were talking.
Uh-huh.
You thought the new one was as good as the old one.
Yeah, I would say so.
And I totally agree with you. It was as entertaining. And did you know that this Ralphie, Peter Billingsley, actually helped write he wrote the story, and then somebody else kind of wrote the screenplay, I guess. But so, they threw everything in the original, basically in the new one. Not everything, but a majority, but the filming and everything just looked so, so much like the original, the way they did the flashbacks and all that stuff. So, but anyway, my opinion is Christmas Story. It was awesome. I'll give more detail of what I thought later, but I want to have you guys just chime in and tell me, or tell the audience your favorite parts, what you loved about it, how it made you feel, all that stuff. Because one thing I will add is when I was younger and watched this film, I shouldn't say I didn't care for it, but I didn't relate to it a lot because it was set in the 40s. And when I was younger, I was like wanting something more modern. more 80s, I guess, or something. So in the early days, it was like, yeah, it was an all right Christmas film when I was younger, but I've grown to really love the film later on. So who wants to go first?
Mike.
Draw straws.
I'll go first. I'll go first. I don't care. I love this movie. It's dear to my heart because the old man reminds me of my dad.
Yeah,
Big
for sure.
time, doesn't he?
Sure.
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, especially when the tire goes flat and he's like, fricker, he's cussing. But what's cool about the new one is it's like the original never left. Or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just came out a day after the original one. This new one did. It was phenomenal.
Yeah,
Like you said, Steve, was the flashbacks. I love that. There was just a lot. The snowmobile guys. That was hilarious. But there's a lot of neat things about this movie. And if
I don't know, what do you call
seen
it? Do you call it maybe I used the wrong term. Flashbacks or daydreaming? I don't know. Like,
I think it's
flashbacks.
daydreaming.
Daydreaming, yeah.
Daydreaming.
Little
Oh, when he
daydream.
daydreams, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you notice the first scene when he's trying to bribe his way to get published, and the guy opens the drawer just like the teacher did,
Yeah.
and there's all that junk in the drawer. That was brilliant.
Yeah, they hit all the check boxes.
Yeah,
to do
definitely.
the stuff from the first movie.
Yes.
Yeah, because they have the blue bowling balls in the attic.
Yeah, the only thing I was missing though, and I don't know about you guys, but I was hoping that when he was in the attic searching around, that oh gosh, I lost my train of thought.
Are you thinking the lamp?
The lamp, yes,
was
the lamp.
Where was the leg lamp at?
Yeah, you know what
It was shattered to pieces.
Well, he buried
that's
it.
right. That's right.
You know what I thought would have been cool is when he came home, it was in the window all like glued together or something, and he would have said, well, how'd you get the lamp back, whatever, and maybe she either ordered another one or dug it out of the yard and put it together. I think that would have been cool instead of, this lamp reminds me of your father, and I want to put it together or have it back in the window or something like that. That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, I think they buried that part of the story in the movie, so
Yeah.
I don't really think you needed it.
No, you didn't. I just thought that would have been kind of cool.
At least they
I
showed you the
forgot
top
about
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is when he was talking
yeah.
about those things, they played the old man's voice too, and his
Yeah.
lines. I thought that was perfect.
Yeah, they even had the narration sounding almost like the
Yeah.
original.
He sounded so close to Gene Shepard
Yeah.
sometimes. I mean, the only time you noticed it, and somebody mentioned it to me, is throughout the movie, I'm like, man, he sounds just like the original guy. But that very last scene where it transitions to the original movie where they're running down the street and Gene Shepard's voice plays, then you could tell the difference. But
Yeah,
if you
right.
wouldn't have had the two to compare, you'd say, well, he sounded just like him.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to ask you guys: did you guys tear up at all?
Yes.
Oh yeah, at the end.
Oh man, when he's talking about the BB gun, that was the other thing. I was like, oh, is he going to find the BB gun in the attic or something? But then when they added that letter in the end with the BB gun, that brought tears to my eyes.
Did you guys realize? Well, I'm sure you did, but the article that he put into the paper, right, was the intro narration to the first movie.
No, I didn't catch that.
So yeah, basically what he wrote is what is the opening monologue or whatever in the original movie.
Wow.
Really? I missed that.
Now, one thing I did not catch watching this movie, throughout the years or whatever, I really paid attention to a lot of detail. What the nostalgia going on, in that time period, the toys and different things like that, which I never really, paid much attention to. But what I like about the new one is it was more in our period,
Right.
set in the 70s. Mm-hmm. And that's what I could really relate to more than the old one.
Yeah, because it's familiar to you.
Yeah.
What year was it supposed to be? Like 73?
It was 73. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the whole decor, the 70s, everything looked. The way they, had the cars and everything, they really got everything right
Oh yeah, they did.
with the sets and everything. There's a lot of work to go into getting everything right, like that.
And I had read that because I was looking at the house, and I was like, when did they have time to come down to Cleveland and film? I think I was telling you this.
Yeah.
Because it was exact. I mean, the street and everything, and they basically built that whole set. That street was a set. They rebuilt that whole neighborhood.
Oh, no kidding.
That wasn't the neighborhood in Cleveland.
Yeah, and what country did they film in? That was
Like Poland or
crazy.
Bulgaria or something. Or?
That was so weird. Oh man, you'd never know it. And they got all those cars there, those old cars and everything. Crazy. So Lago, tell us about the house. You've been there, right?
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's
Oh, wow.
it's awesome. It's I forget what year, but anyhow, the guy that owns it now, he actually won it on eBay.
What?
It was for sale. Yeah, he won the house on eBay. He basically, over the years, it had changed, kind of got run down. So he spent like, I think I was reading, to refurb the house and get everything set up, because there's a museum and a gift shop across the street. It cost him like $500,000 to get everything together. And obviously they didn't shoot any of the interior scenes in the house. They just used the exterior of the house.
Okay.
So he had to gut the house inside to make it look as close as he could to the movie. And,
Wow.
and it's pretty accurate.
Is it? Wow.
And they have all the old refrigerators and all that stuff in there. And it's pretty cool. The Bumpus' house is right next door, and they're actually, I don't know why, but they said this year that they're actually refurbing that and making it into the Bumpus house.
Really?
So, which is strange. But anyhow, they had a thing on the news talking about the sale of the property. And so it's going to be the house. There's a house further on down the street that was part of the sale, I guess, and the gift shop and the museum. And he said that he really only wants to sell it to somebody that's going to continue to, do the tours and keep the thing alive, which is good.
It'd be a good business investment.
Yeah, they said, and I thought it would be more, but they said around 150,000 people a year come to the house.
We should pool our money together and do that. That'd be awesome.
But it's cool. I forget what it costs to get in. I want to say like $7 or $8, and the museum's
bad.
cool because there's a lot of stuff from the production, outfits, and there's photography that they took during the filming, and there's a bunch of props in there. But then the gift shop is massive, and it has everything you could ever want at Christmas Story.
Really?
And then what's really cool about it is you go all the way to the back, and they have a separate section just for Christmas Vacation. So I don't know how we got involved in that. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, it's really cool. I mean, for $8, and it's the old Tremont neighborhood in a suburb of Cleveland, and so it's all one-way streets, and it's hard to find parking, but it's they should just level a house and just put a parking lot or something in. But this time of the year it's totally cool because they'll have like vendors doing like roasting chestnuts and kettle corn and stuff like that. It's cool. It's a nice Sunday afternoon type thing to do.
Yeah, I bet.
My question is, do you think when the original came out, that these guys had any idea the magnitude of what this movie was going to become?
Heck no.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey guys, do you want the ultimate iodine supplement? How about liquid B12? How about liquid turmeric in a herbal cold pressed tincture, never heated? the ultimate in detoxification. Pure, powerful, and potent liquid formulas in a raw herbal extract. Totally organic. Use our special coupon code HEALTHYLIFE at checkout at globalhealingorganics.com. Use coupon code HEALTHYLIFE. Did you guys like it when you were younger?
I didn't see it in the theater.
No, I didn't either.
I didn't either. I saw it on HBO, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I thought it was funny, but I don't know. It was one of those films I just can't remember the first time I saw.
Yeah, me too.
It's
But
weird.
They said really that when Turner somehow got control of the movie and did that marathon, that's what really just skyrocketed, the popularity of it. If that would have never happened, it probably wouldn't be nearly
Was that a dog
even close
barking?
to as big as it is.
I don't hear it.
Oh. What was that?
Yeah, you know,
Did you guys hear that?
no,
I didn't hear anything.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
So what did... Oh, that was funny. So...
And actually, just another thing is that one of the elf people
Yeah.
in the mall, my wife actually knows one of the, I can't remember which one, but she knows one of them.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. That's too cool.
It's the lady. She knows the lady elf,
Really?
not the man elf. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, there's a Patty
That's
Johnson who
hilarious.
was the head elf.
So what
Female.
What did she say? What did she say about it?
She just said that she just knows her, and she wasn't an actor. She was just an extra. She was just picked, and she got to be in that role, and she still lives around in the area and stuff like that, I guess. And
Man, wouldn't that be awesome? Just to, you're in the most famous Christmas movie of all time, and you were just an extra. Just thought it would be this would be fun, and it's just that it just gained that much. Man, it's just amazing how that film has just gained so much attention around the world.
Well, it's just cool how they go back to the mall. The kids want to see Santa. It's kind of the same setup, and all Ralphie's one-liners. You're like, yeah, don't let him kick you in the head.
Are you talking? You're talking about the? Well, wait. You're talking about the old one, right?
No, the new one.
Oh.
No, the new one. They go to the.
No, I mean Lago, the elf.
Oh.
Are you talking about the original or the old or the new one?
Yeah, the original.
Oh, okay, all right. I just want to make sure. Okay,
So-
go ahead, Cooch. What were you saying?
No, when they go to the mall,
Yeah.
and they got to climb up, and then they got that slide coming down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Ralphie tells his kids, "Don't let him kick you in the head." In the original where he boots him down the slide.
The only
Little things like that.
the one thing I was hoping to find out who stole the damn presents in the new one.
Oh, yeah.
That was bugging me. I want to catch that son of a gun. But the way they did it with the dad dying and having the presents wrapped in the basement, she found them. The dad knew what they wanted. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
That was a tearjerker.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was a tearjerker.
That was good. Yeah, at the end,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
I thought they really played it smart by making, the passing of a parent be like the kind of main story point.
Yeah,
I thought that was really well done.
It was like a huge honor. I mean, that guy was that guy's an awesome. Darren McGavin, who played the old man. He died in 2006. They said natural cause at 83. And Melinda Dillon, that was a surprise. I was hoping the original mom, was going to come back, but I guess she's
retired from
done with it.
acting.
Yeah, retired. Yeah. I thought they could. I was hoping they'd pull her out of retirement for this, but she's 83 right now, the same age as him that when he died, but she's still alive. But it was funny that they got the lady from Airplane to be the mom.
I think my favorite scene is with her and the carolers. I thought that was so hilarious.
Oh my God, that was great.
Yeah, it was funny. I mean, yeah, the carolers are annoying. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I'd probably be ducking too.
Well,
yeah.
we used to do the same thing when I was younger with Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my mom would she'd be like, get down, be quiet.
Yep. I mean, I think we've all done it when some salesman or somebody's at the door and you're like, just staying silent, hoping they go away, whatever. So yeah, but when they used to carol all the time back then, the caroling was big back then. So that would be that was probably pretty on the money with people trying to avoid the carolers.
I never realized when I was you never had carolers?
Nope, never, not once.
I never realized because I was young. I didn't get it, but I was like, you just think they're just going around and singing. But I didn't know they wanted money.
Yeah,
that's
mostly for the church. They were usually from a church.
Yeah, they had them in Rolling Acres when we were growing up. Or
I never had them in our house. Maybe my dad ran.
He probably scared them away.
He probably did.
I mean, I guess it was kind of cool for you to be a caroler like in the early 1900s, 1800s. But I mean, for you to come up to somebody's house in the 50s, I don't know, 70s or 80s when they used to come around our house, who's going to go stand? I would feel so awkward standing there on my front step as they're singing a song and just like, wait, it's weird.
Yeah, no. Oh man.
But I was thinking about this the other day, and you ever heard the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon or whatever? Where like every movie somehow is like you can trace it back to Kevin Bacon.
No, I've never heard that one.
You've never heard that?
No.
Oh wow.
No.
And they also have a one with Star Trek. Like everything's related to Star Trek, the original series. Well,
really?
I'm beginning to think that everything is related to the $6 Million Man because Darren McGavin was the original guy.
Oh.
He was Oliver Spencer. He was the original Oscar Goldman in the $6 Million Man pilot movie.
And he directed a few films and he starred in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, his big thing was Kolchak, the night.
Kojak, that's it. Yeah.
Kolchak?
Kolchak or whatever.
Kojak was the bald guy.
Yeah,
Kelly Savalas.
Kolchak or whatever it is. Yeah. Most families have something to relate to some of that stuff. I think in that film. There's so much to relate to.
Bullies.
Yeah, the bullies. Yeah.
We had those in Rolling Acres.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Mike Wilson. Shout out.
But I mean, like a lot of that stuff, happened to me. I mean, it happened to me. I got my mouth washed out with soap,
I did too.
Saying a cuss word, I remember that to a T, I think it was Zest.
Zestfully clean.
I don't think my mom realized the chemicals in soap probably weren't good for my wash my mouth out with. But I got my mouth washed, and then
I think my mom used Caress.
My mom used Dial.
I asked my mom, can you use the Dove? It's got a better taste.
It's a milder taste.
Yeah. Or what's that one? Soap we always seen a commercial for back in the day? Oh my gosh, I can't remember. Was it Caress or was it something else? I don't know. It was
Camay.
Yeah.
Oil of Olay.
Oil, yeah, there you go. Oil. Oh man. Yeah,
but it seemed like, if through that movie in the 40s, I think every night they had red cabbage for dinner, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And his dad was always fighting the fuses or
The fuses.
fuses.
They referenced it in the new movie. And he'd walk out of the basement and black smoke would be coming out.
And that's so realistic too, because you'd always have those extension. My grandma was good at that, having like 10 extension cords and plugged into one socket, and it would stick out socket. Like 2 feet, from the wall. Everything plugged in. Yeah, always blowing fuses.
One of them's got to go.
Yeah.
Well, there was a show that Ralphie, in the original one, Ralphie used to listen to that TV show.
Little Orphan Annie?
Little Orphan Annie.
And he had to figure out a code, and he finally figured it out. And all
that was terrible.
Drink more Ovaltine.
Yeah.
He was like, what?
And that's
Dang
another
commercial.
thing. That's another thing that I don't know if you guys could relate to, but my grandma was always giving us Ovaltine.
No, I never had it.
Ovaltine.
I didn't either.
Drink your Ovaltine.
It's kind of gritty.
I did like it
What
though
is
back
it?
then. It's just chocolate vitamins. I mean, vitamins with chocolate. I mean, it's full of sugar,
okay.
but yeah, it
It's
was.
full of sugar.
It was
So going back to what Cooch said about, when they blew the fuse, I thought it was brilliant. They have, the Andy Williams song starts and then it just dies out. I thought that was perfect. And then, of course, he's like, well, we got to pick something, and then plugs it back in, and then the song picks back up.
yeah. I thought the fact that he was obsessed with that, with the winning the lamp, how it was such a shitty award, crappy award or whatever, that he was just so excited about it, because he was a winner, and the whole lamp lighting. I just saw one of those lamps too. At we were in Galesburg yesterday. We're at some antique mall, and they had a lamp like that. And I kind of wanted it, but it wasn't for sale. It was a prop. I'm like, dang.
I have a leg lamp.
Do you really? Mm-hmm. Does it light the whole thing?
Yeah.
Light up? Oh man,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
It's the shorter version, so it's only about.
Yeah, it's a short version. Yeah.
But they make the full size one. And
Do they
actually, the guy that bought the Christmas Story house, he worked with people to get that remade, and
No way.
he got a piece of that pie when they started remanufacturing those.
Oh wow. Yeah, I just thought that was funny, man. He didn't throw a fit about it. He didn't throw it down. What the hell is this crap? He just embraced he was a winner and had it in the window. And his wife's all embarrassed, and he's just like, here's my leg lamp.
I wonder where the inspiration for that came from. Why did they decide, leg lamp?
I don't know. It's just, it's so
Bizarre.
brilliant. Yeah, it's so brilliant when you think about, how you're
Yeah.
going to have a cheesy lamp or whatever.
It's definitely something like the 30s, 40s type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And you know what? They never explained, how he has the I guess, the dreaming with Black Bart. They never explain who's this guy. Is this just some figment of his imagination or what?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. They never explain who he was.
Well, he's just
He was just
demonstrating
imagining, with
in
his
a gunfight, right?
his gun that he was going to take care of some Western villain. And
Yeah.
Black Bart, I think, was the name of somebody in something before. I know I've heard the name, but
What I couldn't understand is why they picked Little Orphan Annie as a radio program and not like the Lone Ranger.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's like, boy, I couldn't catch myself listening to Little Orphan Annie.
well, they didn't have much to choose from back
Yeah.
then. You know what I mean? I mean, the radio was the big thing back then. It was exciting.
Oh yeah.
It was cool in the
But the
new
Lone
one.
Ranger, that would have been better.
Yeah, that would have been better. But it was cool, they got that radio working again, and they, tuned in to wherever Santa was going. I thought that was cool. I would love to have a radio like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what's so cool about the about the new one. We should do the different comparisons, with the new one and the old one. Like they did everything. The car trouble. It's awesome. It was so funny, man, when he said, "Oh, fudge."
Oh, fudge.
I remember kids at school talking about it, and they would always ask me, he goes, I can't believe that the dang kid got in trouble for saying fudge.
Yeah.
And it's like, did you not listen?
Yeah. And I love that they threw the bully in the new one as a cop,
Oh yeah. And he caught him climbing out of the bar to get a
That kid
star.
was the ugliest kid, too.
Oh my god.
You could definitely tell it was him, with his eyes and everything. It's like,
Yellow
yep,
eyes.
that's that, what, Farkas? Scott Farkas or whatever?
Yeah.
Well, they had the old triple dog dare,
Yeah.
the whole dare thing again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was awesome.
And then the other comparisons with the new one and the other one when they went to pick out the tree,
Oh, yeah.
That was
Yep.
awesome.
He tried to haggle just like his old man did.
Yep.
And they had that creepy kid from the original that was waiting in line.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
like, I like Santa.
Yeah.
I like Santa.
Yeah.
He's so creepy.
Yeah. And then they had in the new one they had that
They
that
had the huge.
you want a lick or whatever, you want some of this or whatever you said with that big sucker.
throw
And
this
he-
up.
Yeah, throws up at the end. God. That was hilarious. So what'd you guys think of the one that played the mom? Did she fill the role pretty decent?
Yeah, I think she did. I think she did a good job.
She did a good job.
Yeah.
She's like,
I
yeah,
think
we have
so.
to eat all these casseroles before you can have turkey.
Oh God, those casseroles.
Oh God.
Yeah, Larry.
And they've
ate
been
them
lingering
all.
around for like a
Yeah.
week.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
That was hilarious. And when they're in the bar and the phone rings.
That's one thing I love about that. They added some there's a little adult humor in there, and I like that bar thing where they're all hiding from their wives going
Right.
That was pretty funny. Oh, and the other comparison was the slide.
Yeah, I mentioned that with
you did?
with the dares,
Oh, did you mention that? Mm-hmm. Oh, I must have been looking at something. The tongue in the first one, and then the slide in the next one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What was it? So there's more. I know we're missing some stuff here.
It wasn't the Christmas star on top of the tree.
That was pretty funny. I thought the kids that played in the new one were really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All the actors were pretty good.
Even
Yeah.
the hillbilly next door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a hillbilly in the first one?
Yeah.
Oh, there was? Okay. I couldn't remember.
No.
Well, who had the dogs? That
They
one.
never
that
showed him though.
Oh yeah.
showed
yeah.
the dogs.
But that
Yeah.
would be like the hillbillies. That always,
But they
had the
didn't show
dogs.
any of them.
Yeah,
you
that's true.
finally got to see them in My Summer Story.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, they had a whole big
okay.
hoedown scene, and it was pretty hilarious.
How about in the original? Deck the hearts with fires of holly.
Yeah.
La, 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 fa, 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 fa,
Yeah,
fa.
so there was
No, say it like this. It's said like
no real comparisons for that.
Deck the horse with boughs of holly.
Oh yeah. The old Chinese food fallback.
Oh, my gosh. Yes.
I know people that get Chinese food on Christmas Eve.
Now, is that after the dogs ran through and took all the food?
Or at Christmas.
Yes.
I guess. That ain't
Yeah.
Christmas Eve. Christmas.
See, I thought they were going to do that because remember they had the turkey on the table and the kids were all excited and she said, "No, we got to
Right.
finish these cats." I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, the dogs are going to run in and take that turkey."
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought for sure they were going to do
Yeah.
that again.
I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't. I felt bad. Because
and
that
what did
dude,
you-
all he wanted to do was get in that turkey, and then the dogs took it all.
Yeah. What did you think about his brother finally showing up?
Oh, that was
a little-
cool.
It was cool, but it was weird that he was. Where was he? India.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if he just, I don't know. He had such a small role. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad he got in there at least for a little bit.
Yeah.
But maybe he couldn't do the whole. Maybe he didn't want to do a big part or something. I don't know.
Well, he's just like a secondary. He was the first movie he was just the comic relief, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, when he was in that big snowsuit and he couldn't hardly walk. Ralphie.
Yeah.
He falls over and can't get up.
Come on, guys, wait up.
And those
I
kids.
do like when he was in the attic and he found that bunny rabbit.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was good. That was good.
Still traumatizing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think his aunt made it for him.
Well, they show it twice.
What do you mean?
They show it early on, and then they show it later when he actually sits down to write the real
yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
and it's laying there.
Yeah, I think they couldn't get that script much better than the way they did that. I mean, I love that they made him into a writer.
Yeah.
You know, in the second one.
Well, because he was so enthused in doing those, trying to figure out the words like from that.
He's
radio
daydreaming.
show. Yeah.
Well, it's just cool, you know. She wants him to write the obituary. He can't do it, and then he just tells a story, and you know, it makes syndication on all these newspapers, and now he's an established writer, you know, or he will be, whatever. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool because he was wanting to get he wanted to get published before Christmas or before the year was over.
Yeah, I bet the family of that of Darren McGavin, you know, I bet they really appreciated that. That was kind of a tribute to him, you know.
Oh yeah,
To the old man.
The old man he always had that hat on.
Yeah,
And then he sat in his chair to read it.
Well, that was the stuff. I mean, that brought tears to my eyes right there. I mean, how about you, Lago? Did you get teared up?
I
No?
don't really remember. I don't really remember, honestly. 'Cause
please.
I watched it before you. I might have.
I didn't the
They were
first
selling the house
time,
for?
but I did the second time.
Really? Yeah, there was two parts that kind of got me in there, and I'm trying to think of the first part. But maybe it was just talking about him. Maybe it was just the coming home the first time or something. I don't know. It was something got me the first time, and then
The presents got me.
the presents got me. Yes, and then when he read, that really got me.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh gosh, Brandy is gonna look over here and, are you crying? Hey guys, what's up? This is Steve Montgomery from Retro Media Talk. Hey, I just want to let you know I got a new album out called Night Sky. If you like ambient, cinematic type music, a little synth wave mixed in with some of the tracks, hey, check it out. It's available on Bandcamp, Amazon, Spotify, and some other outlets. I also have a physical CD that you can order through the link in the podcast description wherever you're listening to. Thank you so much for your support. Steve Montgomery, Night Sky, out now. There was another movie that did that too. Oh, Christmas with the Cranks. We watched that the other night.
That's a good movie.
And that gets me every time too. I don't know if have you guys all seen that, you know?
oh yeah.
I think I've seen it once.
Oh man, when the couple, she's got cancer and he gives them the tickets to go on the trip. Oh, that gets me right there every time. That's a great one. Yeah, I had welling eyes on that one.
Did they mention how much they were selling? He was selling the original house for. And then Lago didn't say it was for sale.
Yeah, how much, Lego?
They didn't disclose the price on the news.
Ah, crap.
Probably have to look up the address like on Zillow or something and see what they're asking.
Yeah.
But
You know what? I thought the Home Alone house was for sale also.
Oh man, that'd be another one. Now, none of these houses were filmed probably interior. They're just exterior.
No, just probably just X.
Probably because they can't
stuff.
get the camera and
yeah, you know, those old houses,
Yeah.
they're so tight. you
yeah,
know.
yeah, that's true.
So if you go to Zillow, they don't have a new listing for the house, but they say it's off market. But they say the value of the house is $188,000. That's what they say it's worth.
Really?
So I mean, obviously it's worth more than that when you look at. He bought it in 2005 for $150,000.
He did. Oh my
But
god!
he dumped $500,000 into it.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I mean, but it's been open for, I forget what year it opened. I mean, if it's 150,000 people roughly every year at $8 a person, and that's what I figure out. It's like It's like a 1.2 million just for admission, plus stuff from the gift shop. So,
why is he selling it?
I think he just wants to get out of it. Just like, because I think he's slightly older than us.
Yeah. And now it's going to have a resurgence of people wanting to go through it with this new one,
Yeah, it would be an awesome investment.
It would be. Man, wish I had some money.
Yeah.
You'd have to move to Cleveland.
Yeah, it'd be worth it for that. Jeez. And Lago, of course.
The property taxes. So the property taxes just on that house aren't too bad. They're 6,600 a year, which that's a lot but you're in the suburbs of Cleveland, so I guess that's not too bad. I mean, it's double what I pay, but I mean, it's not too bad really. Especially if you're clearing, if you're making over $1 million in revenue.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Yeah. If you're making that much money, shoot, who cares?
And you never have to leave your house.
Yeah, just give people tours. Jeez.
Well, I wouldn't live there. Where the hell are you going to live?
Well, yeah, that's true.
But like I said, supposedly, maybe he does. Part of the sale is that house, like say the museum and the gift shop, but there's supposedly like another house, like a couple houses down, that's part of the sale. So maybe he lives, in that house.
Maybe he lives in the Bumpuses.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because that Bumpus's yard, it looks like a trash yard for real.
Really?
Before they even said it was going to be converted into the Bumpus, it looks like a hillbilly house. And I remember when I went down there, they had like a handwritten sign that said like parking like $12 or something.
Really?
Just like stuck on a post, yeah.
Okay, so Mike, you got any tidbits that we need to?
We watched we went on YouTube, and we watched an interview with him on, I don't know, one of the NBC morning shows or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think I saw that one.
They wanted to. They were just wondering, what took so long, and he was explaining that they just wanted to get it right.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah,
and then we found another one from like, when they were in their 30s, and they were talking about the original movie. Mm-hmm. And one thing they mentioned is, he said, in the scenes where they're running back and forth to home from school, and it's all sped up. Mm-hmm. He's like, that's not fake. That's all fake snow.
That's what I was wondering. Is that fake snow then?
He said that they somehow figured out how to use some detergent.
What?
It was some sort of detergent mixture that they used.
Are you kidding me? Huh.
No.
Okay, so I want
interesting.
Okay, I want to know how they did the breath, how it seemed cold, and how they did the tongue scene.
Well, the tongue scene, he said there was
a vacuum.
There was a hole in the pipe, and he just stuck his tongue in the hole. And then there was some sort of, they were shooting air up and down the pipe.
Oh, to get it to look like it was stuck. Then
I think so. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. I was wondering that because it looked cold. I mean, when they were breathing, it was cold air.
Well, I mean, it can be cold, not snow.
Yeah, true. But man, that was all fake snow.
Yeah.
Well, definitely in the new movie, you could tell that was fake.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the new movie makes sense, but back then, I don't know how they really made it look so authentic. I guess that makes sense. A hole in the pipe, and then if they had a vacuum, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool how they did that.
The the opening. Was it the opening part? When they're looking in the store window, they're all looking at the display, and he sees the Red Ryder BB gun. Mm-hmm. That was actually an old Higbee's. It was an old Higbee's, and they just probably in the past 10 years, that building is still there, but they converted it over to a casino.
Really?
So Higbee's, is that a department store or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably
We never had one around here, so I don't know.
No.
That's cool.
I guess also I was reading that Bob Clark and Gene Shepard both had the cameos in the original movie.
Oh, I think you're right.
Yeah, Bob Clark was he was the guy standing outside. He was like marveling at the leg lamp. So
yeah.
And then Gene Shepard was he was standing in line waiting to see Santa. And he was I guess he was. It says irate man waiting in Santa line in department store. And the woman behind him was his wife.
No way. That's funny. What do you guys think of why this movie resonates with people so much?
I mean, I just think it's nostalgia. I think that's all it is.
I mean, I was thinking about, for myself, I was thinking, movies like that, and other movies like It's a Wonderful Lifestyle, it just brings people kind of, nostalgia, but it also brings a good message. I don't know. I think Christmas movies in general, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them have like the power of kind of to break like emotional barriers, like bringing families together, different things like that. And I don't know. They just don't make a lot of movies like that anymore. Besides this new one.
Oh yeah.
They don't make that many good movies with a good message anymore. I mean, and I'm surprised it didn't make theatrical. Really, it should have.
Does anybody have any streaming stats? Like, I saw Rotten Tomatoes. I thought it was like in the 8s.
Yeah, I hate Rotten Tomatoes though.
I mean, I think people are done with the theater.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I think they are. When you can buy a 75-inch TV for $400 some dollars, not a lot of people are rushing out to go to the theater when you got to deal with a bunch of annoying people on their cell phone in the theater.
Yeah.
and distractions. But yeah, I agree. But yeah, I'm just surprised they didn't coincide with the theatrical release with this.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing. So like when they make a movie like this, I mean, it had to cost millions of dollars to make.
Yeah,
and it's like, how do they recoup that money? I don't even understand. I mean, what's a subscription to HBO Max is like $8 or something, or
$10. Yeah,
I mean, it's like I don't really get it. I don't understand how financially.
Well, it's $10 with ads now. $9.99 with ads, but they only put the ads in
at the beginning.
And so that's good, because if they interrupted the movie with ads, that would suck. But
yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah, that would suck.
I didn't have any ads.
Well, do you got the premium?
Well,
14?
I do now, but when we first watched it, it didn't give us any ads. Yeah, I didn't have the premium.
Okay, well,
I didn't even know there was two tiers.
They just changed it because they were losing so much money, and they decided to drop the price because it was $14.99, I think, something like that, and then they dropped it to $9.99 for an ad platform, which I think Netflix is doing, aren't they?
Yeah, I heard something about that.
I forget what channel it is, but we always have this dang Amazon commercial that comes on, and it drives me insane with her little English accent. And oh man, the Yeti and and she always says Amazon. And you guys know that commercial?
Is that the one where the Yetis blow dry
Yes, the Yeti. Stuff? Gosh, they play that every freaking time. There's a commercial, and it drives me insane. They had one during, before, when it was like Halloween, and it was like Little Red Riding Hood or something.
Yep.
And then they changed it to this Yeti during Christmas, and now I got to deal with this. And it's Amazon. It's like, God, get me out of here. Mike, what kind of lens did they, because they use a special lens in the Christmas Story because it kind of looks it does have an old look to it, even on Blu-ray. It's got kind of like a
haze.
Haze, yes.
Well, they could have done that in post.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Might have just been like the lighting or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that too.
Because I really noticed it in like inside their house.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking that it
could have been a filter or something.
Yeah. I mean, I would think it's intentional because it's really noticeable, even on Blu-ray and stuff. I mean, it's got to be shot that way for sure. I don't think it was unintentional. I think
because even when it came out, I mean, I was like, well, maybe it was from age or whatever. But even when it came out, it had like that
weird load.
Yeah. Especially like when they're in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And they're like, sitting at the table. It has like this. It's like a haze. It's like a cloudy like look to it.
Yeah.
Mm. It could have been that the film is just the transfer may not have been the best. Like the negative itself. I remember when they were doing the Star Wars special edition, and they said in order to do that one, they had to hand scrub and clean every single frame off the negative.
Jeez.
So who knows? It may have something to do with the negative. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Or they could have used cheap film too.
Yeah.
It was a low budget movie.
I mean, I was just thinking, well, they probably did that to giving it more of a retro look, but who knows?
Would they spend like $3,000 to make the original? Something like
$3,000.
$3,000. I think that's what I read.
That is a cheap movie.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I would have guessed at least 25 or 50,000.
I would have guessed at least $5,000. And that was for Darren McGavin's salary.
Man, so each person made $100.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's look it up.
It said the film was given around a $3,300 budget. Is that right?
33,000.
33,000? Yeah, 3.3 million.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I had my zeros.
First it was 3,000
messed up.
3,000.
And it said it grossed in the US and Canada almost 21 million.
Yeah. I hated math.
Oh yeah.
I never knew where to put them decimal points.
Yeah. What we should have talked about is what we got for Christmas gifts. What were the gifts you hated and what were the gifts you loved,
Yeah.
I know the gifts I hated were always socks, gloves, and underwear.
I got a stuffed animal one year.
Anything clothes.
What the hell are we going to do with a stuffed animal? Really?
Stuffed animal,
It was a teddy bear. I'm like...
My mom would always knit us stuff. Like a scarf or a hat or a pair of slippers. I'm like, yeah, baby.
Those were the worst gifts, I thought. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm like, just ungrateful, but when I was a kid, I think I was a little ungrateful.
Well, all kids are ungrateful.
I got gloves.
Jerks.
What am I going to do with these? I don't want these. Oh, and board games. I hated board games.
Well, it depends. I remember one year I got the Star Wars Escape from the Death Star board game.
No, I hated board games because you always had to find somebody to play with, And I couldn't play with my sister because she was too,
Well, you can play with yourself. You're good at that.
I mean, board games were just depressing because your parents never wanted to play with you. So you're stuck either waiting for a friend to come over or, unless you had older siblings, I guess.
I'll tell you, probably the best Christmas gift I've ever gotten.
Was it Red Ryder BB gun?
No. It was a board game. It was called Crossbows and Catapults.
I remember that game.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. My brother and I played that every day after school, and we used to we put double rubber bands on the crossbows and the catapults so they would go like extra far. And we we made the space like really, really further than what the instructions said. Man, that was a lot of fun. I've been trying to find a set, but it's like it goes for over $200.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was the best game though.
Yeah, but your brother and are you guys 4 years apart or 3 years?
We're 4 years.
Oh, yeah, I guess your same difference.
So it would have been around 83, 84 when we got it. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it was like every day after school, it was like, all right, you want to battle? I'm like, all right, it's on, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, brothers might be different. Brother and sister, you know, just it's different.
Yeah,
different,
it is. You always, if you did get them to play, you always ended up in a fist fight. With
Yeah. There's just certain things. I don't know. Board games, it was just kind of a depressing gift. You know, I want something like a video game or something I can play by myself. You know, like a handheld video games were big. We talked about that before.
Oh yeah, the football, the basketball, and the baseball.
If I got one of them, dude, I was excited, you know. But you better have batteries. There's nothing more depressing than you get an electronic gift and nobody's got batteries. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh man, you didn't think about getting batteries?
Yeah, and everything back then took a 9-volt.
Yeah, oh, gosh. Yeah, that damn 9 volts. Or the D's.
The D's and the C's, yeah. And then your toy would weigh like 4,000 pounds.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Sucks.
I remember I got a radio for Christmas once, a little portable one. I think it had, it was on a 9-volt. And, I was listening to that thing for quite a while. And then I think my dad ended up taking it from me, and he was using it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
When I went back to school, he borrowed it.
Yeah.
I remember one year I got this this Micronauts. Remember Micronauts from the 80s?
I don't know.
They were like these little robots from space type thing, and I got this really cool like ship that it came apart, whatever. It was like almost like the beginning of Transformers, but not really. But this thing, first of all, it was heavy as heck because it was motorized, and then it took like 6 or 8 like C batteries. So the thing literally weighed like 4 pounds or 6 pounds. Then of course you'd always forget, the batteries would run out, and then you'd move on to some other toy, and then you go back to, hey, I want to play this again, and they'd be all corroded inside there.
No, yeah. And like those boom boxes that took 6 to 8 D batteries, I mean, those things weighed like 15 pounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we used to carry ours all over the place.
I know, almost wipe out on a bike, you had on there. It's like, gosh dang, man. That's some weight.
And, it kind of makes you wonder why those batteries were so popular back in the 70s and 80s, because they're all 1.5 volt, right?
Right.
Yeah. And a AA is 1.5 volt, and a AAA is 1.5 volt. So I mean, why do they have to use those big gigantic batteries?
Yeah, they weren't thinking too much.
I mean, because if they can squeeze 9 volts into a 9-volt battery, which is smaller than a D, do you know what I mean? So I don't understand it. We're gonna have to get a battery expert on the show, to confirm.
Yeah, I mean, what? Yeah,
Cooch, are you a battery expert?
Only if you're building EVs. I'm talking like big time sub-modules and modules. I mean, they go into the electric vehicle, the truck.
Even though I take a multivitamin, I also like to take superfoods. And the best superfood I found on the market that tastes just amazing is Brick House Nutrition Field of Greens. Real organic superfood. 1 scoop of Field of Greens gives you the full spectrum of colors with fruits, veggies, herbs, spices, and more. Helps with your overall well-being by aiding in antioxidation, lipid metabolism, and glucose metabolism. Since Field of Greens is made from real foods, it's technically not a supplement. This is just pure whole foods, guys, and you can get a discount right now by using coupon code HEALTHYLIFE. Just plug that coupon HEALTHYLIFE before checkout in the coupon section and get our exclusive discount. You have to try Field of Greens from BrickHouseNutrition.com. I remember one time your Christmas, Cooch, you got a one of those little mini pool
that was
tables.
So cool. Yeah.
Man, I wanted that so bad. I was so jealous. I was like, man, now that would be a game I could play by myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I played with it a lot.
Because the board games I couldn't do shit with, but a mini pool table I could actually play and practice.
Yeah, that was
pool.
cool.
Yeah, but what about when did you get your Atari?
I got my Atari. I don't know
That had to have been up there.
what up there in.
For cool
Like
gifts.
good, like a good gift, you know.
Oh yeah, it was good. I ain't gonna deny. I had some good gifts
I
growing up.
loved asteroids.
But we used to have a lot of Christmases. We'd have Christmas with our parents
Every year, yeah.
Christmas, yeah. No, I mean, it was busy. It was like Christmas with my grandparents on my
Right.
dad's side, then my mom's side, then our Christmas, and then we'd have Christmas with my uncle's dad's uncle side, and it was busy with my great grandma and everything. So it'd be like 4 Christmases, literally 4 Christmases, like the movie, 4 Christmases.
Yeah, and then now what? It's like 1 or 2.
Yeah, for me, it's like exactly 1 or 2. Yeah,
And
like
so
last year was 1.
even when I was a kid, we only had one because my parents were so much older
Yeah,
before they had kids, and we'd always just have us. And that was it.
Yeah.
I was always jealous because you had like so many of them.
it was cool. There was a lot of stuff I think back on that was awesome. And then there's stuff that. One thing I do regret when I was older and working retail hours and stuff, I missed a lot of Christmases, and that kind of sucked. But yeah, I mean, the
missed it
hustle
too.
and bustle though,
Retail
the
sucks.
going to family. I mean, yeah, it's important, but you never had time to enjoy anything.
Yeah, I always hated it because like Christmas morning. Well, Christmas Eve we were always allowed to open like one gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were too.
And then Christmas morning, you get up early and you get your stocking and you get all your stuff from Santa Claus or whatever. And then literally, we'd eat a little breakfast.
Yeah.
And then we'd have to go to my grandmother's house
Yeah.
for like Christmas dinner. So, and my parents would never let me bring like a toy that I got from the morning
Oh yeah,
with me. You know what I mean?
yeah, and that's terrible.
And especially if it was like a year when you got something you really wanted.
Yeah.
And you had to wait all day at your grandmother's house until finally you could open up the presents to have something to play with.
Yeah, and let me guess, you go to your grandma's house and that's where you get all the clothes.
yeah,
No, I got all the good stuff from my grandma's because
Did you?
every year, as soon as the new Sears catalog came out,
yeah.
she'd give us like a dollar amount, and we could just pick out what we wanted.
Oh,
and I knew what I was
really?
going to get. Mhm.
Oh wow,
That's
To
the other
pick it
thing
out.
too,
That's
man.
cool.
How much time did you guys spend scouring over all those big, huge catalogs we used to go
Oh
through?
man,
For like months.
That was
just dreaming about it.
awesome. Yeah,
that was awesome. Yeah,
there was
especially the bra section.
anticipation, and the kids today don't have that.
Yeah,
Especially the Sears bra section.
and you never got a
boy.
bra for Christmas, which is disappointing.
Well, you notice in
Man,
the new movie, the kids were sitting at the table doing that.
Yeah,
same
that's
thing.
what. That.
And then he was switching to the lingerie section.
Yep.
Yep.
You always look forward to the new Sears catalog when it came along.
Oh yeah.
There's J.C. Penney too.
You
and
had Sears, J.C. Penney. I think Montgomery Ward had one
Ward,
too.
Yeah, those are. It was awesome. And the I haven't looked at a catalog in so many years, but you remember the smell of a catalog.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
It just. I smell it right now. Just
And it
thinking
felt
about
like it weighed about 8 to 10
my
pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I could look through that catalog for hours.
Yeah, I think from Thanksgiving to Christmas, I think we just scoured over them every single day.
Yep. I mean, it was a big decision
Yeah.
because I wanted a lot of things, so I had to narrow it down.
Yeah.
It's like, what do I really, really want? The days of catalogs are over. Now it's all internet.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, sometimes I want to look through a catalog because my eyes are failing me because this damn screen time.
Well, in a catalog, I mean, honestly, it's especially Sears catalog, you went right to the toy section, and then it
Yeah.
was separated by boys and girls and
Yeah.
different types of toys. Now you feel like, oh yeah, you can go on Amazon, but then you got to like okay, what do I want to look at? And then you have to search something. You know what I mean? It was all right there for you. And like,
Right.
you know, if it was like G.I. Joes and stuff like that, they'd have it all like a nice picture all set up, you know, with like a battle scene or something going on.
Yeah, I don't enjoy, unless I know what I'm looking for, I don't enjoy just browsing page after page after page on the internet. You know what I mean?
No, it's annoying.
It just I lose my patience. You know, it's like I got to type in a certain keyword, narrow it down. I can't just, you know, it's more work than anything.
Right. All right, I got to go, guys.
All right, dude. Any last words for anything? All right, man.
Tawinga.
All right, man.
All right.
Good having you on. We'll talk to you later.
Okay.
We're going to wrap it up anyway. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to Retro Media Talk. Really enjoyed this conversation with Steve. And Mike is gone, but Steve, Lago?
Yes. Yep,
Steve Kirch?
Good time.
Cooch?
Yes, it was a good time. I love it.
We call Steve Kirchcaster Cooch because it's a nickname that we called him when he was, you know, younger days, because his brother, we call it Kirch, and then we just said Cooch. Yeah. So, you know, so the mystery is clear.
I was hoping for a little bit more of an interesting.
Well, and then with a name like Kirch Gessner,
he
wants to say that.
Yeah, with Kirch Gessner, it's just too hard to say, so we have to shorten it up. So there's Kirch and Cooch.
Is that like German or Polish or something? What is that?
German.
German, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then my mom's side was Irish.
Anyway, guys, thanks for listening to Retro Media Talk podcast. You can find us on all the platforms. Just go to retromediatalk.com. Find all the links there. We're on all the platforms, so you can just Google search it or search on whatever search engine you have. It'll pop up. But retromediatalk.com, all the links there. Please subscribe to us on one of those platforms if you got an app with a podcast app or whatever. Apple Podcasts, Apple Music, Spotify, Anchor FM, whatever. But thanks for listening to A Christmas Story. We will talk to you guys soon. Anything you guys want to say?
Absolutely nothing.
Drink your Ovaltine.
Let the holiday festivities begin.
Yes.
Oh my God.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, we'll see.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.